Hello and welcome. Today I will be making this resin dish. All the links to the products I'm using will be listed in the description below. The first thing I did was I put my mold on a heating mat. Then I separated my resin into several cups. I'm then using the Marabou olive green, and I'm adding roughly 10 to 15 drops of the alcohol ink to my resin. And then I'm also using the aqua green by Marabou as well. And on that one, again, another 15 to 20 drops of the alcohol ink into the resin. And then another Marabou, the Caribbean blue. And on this one, I think I added about 20 drops of the color, just because it was a lighter color. I wanted to make sure, or try to get it to show up properly. I'm also going to be using some Tim Holtz ink later in the video too, as well as some T-Rex. So it really doesn't matter what color inks that you use, or what brand for that matter. It really is just the effect that the alcohol ink gives to the resin as it's curing. So feel free to use whatever colors you would like. Mine really were not extremely contrasting, so you could also go with more contrasting colors, or you could keep them of a similar color family, completely up to you. Just make sure that you mix them in very well. The main thing that you need for this project is this pigment paste. I'm using the Epidex white pigment. I also use the eye candy with many of my projects. Again, doesn't matter about the brand, just more so the fact that it is a pigment paste, not just straight up mica. Then I'm just drizzling along the edge the colors in a random order. Didn't really, think that out ahead of time, just what I was feeling at that time. And I just kept going in with each color. And so for this too, I also did the two colors, and then I'm putting the white pigment paste, and then I'll do two more colors in the white pigment paste. And I just repeated that pattern along the edge. But then I also, once I got the first set of colors dripped into around the edges, I then went back around, like I said, with the white pigment paste, and then added clear to the middle, and did so where it would actually like push that resin I just poured back along the edge a little bit more. It will eventually make its way all the way to the middle, but this way I could then add some gold leaf to it after I poured some more around the edges. I have no idea how my gold leaf wound up so off center at the end, but it definitely did. It's driving me crazy. So if you're a person who doesn't like things off center like myself, you might want to just really pay attention to where that placement is, although it looked like it was placed in the middle. Turns out it wasn't. And as you'll see here is where I'm adding the T-Rex, because I felt like the color was just a little too bland. And then I just spritzed the top with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, just to help alleviate any of the bubbles that might come. And then I went over it lightly with a heat gun, not too much, because like I said, I do have it on a heat pad, so it's already getting heat from that direction. And then I just allowed it to cure, and I actually allowed it to cure for about, well, the heat pad went off after about 4 hours. And thankfully this was thick enough that it still was a little pliable, because with that heat pad, normally if you put it under there for 4 hours, it's going to be rock solid. But I was fortunate that it was still pliable. So I just put it in this metal bowl and just pushed down in the middle and let it sit there for another 6 to 8 hours to cure some more. And then once it was actually hard, I popped it out of the bowl. And that just gave it a little bit of a curve to the back, not much, just a little. So you could use this as like a trinket tray or something like that. And that was all. I was then done. And see what I'm talking about with the gold in the middle? It drives me crazy. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and press the bell to be alerted to future videos. Here's a look at the final product.